Morning, and welcome to another action-packed episode of Tractor Monkey's Shop. Well, would you believe a relatively mediocre episode? Okay, how about a cure for insomnia? Well, anyways, what I thought I'd show you today is how to grease your hidden grease zerk on your drive shaft next to your flywheel. Now, if you're going to be doing your own maintenance, you don't want to miss greasing that particular zerk or avoid greasing it because it's hard to get to. Maybe you don't even know about it. I don't know. But anyways, I'll show you how I go about it. That works for me. Doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. Other people have found other ways that work for them, but I thought I'd show you how I do it anyways, just for reference. Of course, the first thing you do is take your deck off, if you have a deck, your mowing deck that is, and raise your auto connect linkage all the way to the top so it's out of the way. What I found was I have a lot more room to maneuver underneath the tractor if I put it up on ramps. These are some homemade ramps that I made. I didn't make these just for the tractor. I use these when I'm changing the oil on my vehicles because it just makes it easier for me to get under there. And I made them stepped so they're easy to roll up on, so they don't slide along the floor. I put these 2x4s on the end so you can feel when you get to the end so you don't roll back off. And made them wide enough, and they're flat so there's no angle on the tire, so they're more likely to stay up on them, and then you can chock the rear wheels. So let's get started. Alright, I got it up on the ramps. I'm gonna chock the wheels just to be on the safe side, because you can't be too safe. You never know. And I've got the parking brake on, and I've got it in neutral. So I think we're ready to look underneath. Okay, now I have no idea if you can see, but see the hole there? There's the flywheel right there, and there's the U-joint is up in the hole there, but you can't see the zerk because it's not lined up with the hole. And if you come back here, you can see the back of that drive shaft and the other U-joint and the connection to the transmission. So that's the hidden zerk up in that hole. Now some people have been able to reach that past those hoses right there. I haven't tried it that way. A lot of people say they can't get to it through that hole, and you won't. I don't think you'd be able to if you had a flexible tube and a little short attachment, zerk attachment. You know, you may not be able to reach it. First, we have to line that zerk up, and the way to do that is to turn that drive shaft until you see it lined up. That's the hardest part of the whole thing to me. So let's see what we can do with that. You've got to move this flywheel until you see the zerk up in the hole there. I don't have any good light right here, but now it'll move counterclockwise. You won't be able to move it clockwise. I guess you could get back out and bump the starter and then crawl back on there and see, you know, if it's getting close, as long as you don't go past. But I'm gonna move it a little at a time, and it's a lot easier if you can use both hands, because it's not the easiest thing to move. I'm going to cut the camera off and get it lined up, and I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done. Okay, sorry about the camera, but it's hard to hold. Alright, I've got the grease zerk lined up in the hole. Hopefully you can see it in the picture here. Alright, now that thing is in there, I'd say a good 3 to 3.5 inches. So a flexible hose and a small connector ain't gonna cut it for me. So I'll show you what I use. Okay, to get to that zerk, I use this because it's got a rigid tube, and now so does this one here, but the problem is that tube just isn't long enough. You can't get it up in there without the handle and stuff hitting, and it just, I tried it and it didn't work. This is my regular one here, and I've got a lock and lube on it, and that's just too short. Now whether or not the extra long lock and lube would work, I don't know. Somebody said that they were successful with it. That's unconfirmed in my book, because some other people reported that the thing's just too big and bulky to maneuver around in that hole. So I don't know about that. With this type here, good luck. You might be able to get it from the side where the hoses are, but this is what works for me. And this is one reason that I raised the tractor up on the ramps, is because the thing is long, and I needed the extra height so I could get in there. Otherwise I couldn't, it was hitting the floor and so forth. So let me see, you might not be able to see me under there, but I'll give it a try. Okay, now I can't hold the camera and work the handle, but you'll get the idea. I've got it up in the hole there. The rigid tube is going to give me the leverage I need to connect it, and there you go. And of course, don't forget your other zerks. Now, I think the rule of thumb is if you see the zerk straight down on this one, that's probably gonna give you the indication that you got this one lined up as well. So don't forget that one. And of course, you got the drive shaft for your front wheel drive. You got a zerk on here, and then at the other end you've got a dust cover that you have to remove. Just slide it back and there's a zerk under there. And if you have a mower deck, then you've got a zerk on here, and there's one on here because it's probably on the other side. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's all the grease zerks there are on just the tractor itself. My understanding is they used to have grease zerks on the linkage here, but no more. So that would be this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and there you have it. Hopefully this video was helpful to somebody. So thanks for watching. Okay, I just realized I made a mistake. There's 3 zerks on this PTO shaft here for the mower. There's 1 zerk on this rear U-joint, there's a zerk on this front U-joint, and then there's a zerk on the side of this shaft for the so when it goes in and out, it lubricates that spline in there, or whatever is in there, shaft, spline, whatever. So there's 3 on the mid PTO, so that would make a total of 7. 4 on the 2 drive shafts and 3 on the mid PTO. Sorry about the mistake.